When we talk about fighting disinformation, our first thought is usually just a smarter algorithm, right? But what if the solution isn't just more code? What if it's more conscience? Today, we're going to dive into an AI that was built on the principles of journalism, a tool designed not just to calculate, but to actually think. And this question really gets to the heart of the problem today. AI is churning out content at a scale we've literally never seen before. Our old ways of checking facts? They're just not keeping up. So how do you fight AI-driven falsehoods? Well, maybe you fight it with a new kind of AI. So first, let's just quickly set the stage here, because we all know what we're up against. The disinformation crisis. You know that feeling, right? That complete exhaustion from just trying to figure out what's real anymore. We're all so tired of hearing about fake news. But here's the thing. While we're getting burned out, the problem itself is actually speeding up. And that's exactly why we need new tools in our toolbox. So what if the answer isn't just better technology, but a better philosophy behind the technology? And this is where things get really interesting. This is a journalist's answer. So this is Woon, the founder of Fakebuster. And for him, this isn't just some abstract tech problem. As a journalist and a government official, he saw the real-world damage firsthand. And this quote says it all. Fake news isn't just political noise. It has psychological, economic, and moral consequences. He knew he couldn't just report on the problem, he had to build a shield against it. And here is the truly brilliant part of this approach. You know, most AIs are trained on the vast, chaotic mess of the entire internet. Fakebuster was trained on one thing, Woon's book. A book that basically codifies the principles of good journalism, things like cross-verifying sources and spotting bias. So they didn't just feed the AI data, they gave it a rule book, a kind of ethical compass for finding the truth. Okay, so an AI with principles sounds great in theory, but how does it actually work in practice? Let's take a look under the hood. It all starts super simply. You don't have to write some complex prompt. You just copy and paste a link or a chunk of text that feels a little off to you, and you let the AI do the heavy lifting. And right away, you see the first big difference. This thing doesn't just spit out a simple true or false, because, let's be real, the truth is rarely that black and white. Instead, you get a nuanced trust score. It gives you a sense of confidence, which is so much more useful than a simple yes or no. But honestly, that score is just the beginning. The real power here is in the why. The AI actually breaks down its entire thought process. It compares sources, it adds historical context, it shows you its work. So it's not just giving you an answer, it's kind of teaching you how to find the answer for yourself. It's a tool for building your own critical thinking skills. The analysis goes even deeper than that. Fakebuster tries to understand the intent behind the information. Is it just an honest mistake? That's misinformation. Or was it created specifically to deceive and cause harm? That's disinformation. And that distinction, well, that's absolutely crucial for knowing what you're really up against. So all of this sounds pretty good, but how effective is it really? To find out, we decided to do something a little unusual. We asked other AIs to review it. Think of it like an AI peer review. What happens when the machines start critiquing each other? So we took Fakebuster's analysis and fed it into some of the other leading AI models out there. By looking at what they all agreed on, we hope to get a really balanced picture of its strengths and, of course, its weaknesses. So, what did they like? Well, pretty much across the board, they praised its foundation in journalistic principles. That's a huge differentiator. They also loved the explainability, the fact that it shows you its work instead of being a mysterious black box. That transparency and nuance are what really separates it and helps build actual trust. But it wasn't all praise. The AIs were also pretty critical. They pointed out a major vulnerability. It really depends on Google News. That means for brand new, breaking stories, it can be a step behind. They also flagged that it's not totally clear how the scores are calculated and that it needs to pull from a more diverse set of sources. To be fair, these are challenges that pretty much all automated fact-checkers are facing today. Okay, so with those strengths and weaknesses in mind, where does Fakebuster fit into the bigger picture? What's its role in, well, the future of truth? When you look at the whole fact-checking landscape, you can see Fakebuster carves out its own unique lane. It's way more specific than something like NewsGuard, which just rates whole websites. But it's also much faster than the deep manual investigations you get from places like Snopes. It sits in this really important middle ground, giving you instant article-level analysis powered by AI while also educating you. It bridges that gap between a simple reputation score and a slow, human-led investigation.
And I think this quote just captures the whole philosophy perfectly. The goal here isn't to replace journalists with AI. It's about using AI to scale the process of journalism, to put a powerful critical thinking tool into everybody's hands.
Which brings us to our final question. In this constant fight for truth, do we just need a smarter AI, or do we need an AI with a journalist's soul? Maybe the best tools aren't the ones that just think for us, but the ones that combine the incredible speed of a machine with the time-tested principles of a human. The future of truth just might depend on it.